105.5 WDHA, the rock
But you're
of New
recording it
Jersey.
anyway. You
There he
play it another
is.
time.
You hear him in the background. It is the one and only. I mean, how do I introduce Ace? An iconic guitarist, founder of Kiss and Frehley's Comet, a successful solo artist, rock and roll Hall of Famer, designer of the Kiss logo, an author, a best-selling author.
No regrets.
No regrets. No regrets. The book, 2011, I guess, was the year for that. Oh, and Steve Brown is here, too.
We're here. Steve and
Steve
Ace.
Brown
we
is
made
here,
it.
my co-producer, and my new best buddy.
Yeah. Well, here's all right. Look, you've got this record that we love at WDHA. The fans are going crazy. I'm going crazy as program director of this radio station. I've always loved you. Grew up on Ace. Never did I expect, though, when I heard 10,000
I'm
volts.
deaf.
This is literally like one of your best, absolute best.
Thank you so much.
Absolute best songs. And I want to talk about the chemistry between the two of you. Now, Steve co-wrote, co-produced this
And
track.
engineered.
And engineered
Almost
the
all of
record.
it, except for that one song Alex did.
Well, yeah. I mean, we did so much work on it together, Ace and I.
Up in the
playing it.
Sky.
Yeah.
But it was originally called Stranger Than Fiction.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Ace, tell me when you guys hook up together, what is it about Steve that makes that magic for you guys?
I can't even verbalize it, to be honest with you. My fiance was a huge fan of Steve's when she was in her early 20s. She's only 54, Laura Cove. And she's been hounding me to get together with Steve. She goes, Steve's a great guitar player, great songwriter. She couldn't say enough good things about Steve. So finally I broke down and I said, all right, I gave Steve a call. Did I call you? Yeah, I believe I did.
Yeah, well, what happened was we were trying to get this going. Tokyo Motorfest did a couple shows with Ace Frehley back with Ace and the guys.
That's right. What was that crazy show we did in
2021.
Manhattan?
Yeah, we did it. We did a couple
Cutting
shows,
Room?
and all of his guys and Lara, Phil Dealey, who is his production manager, used to work for Trickster back in the day, and John Astronomy. They all were saying, "You and Ace got to work together.
Ron
You guys got to
Ostrowski.
get." Well, that too. He has stage name. Saying we got to get together. And so it took some time. And for me, I came up with a couple ideas. The first song that Ace and I worked on was Walking on the Moon, and I'll never forget it. I came up with this idea. I sent it to Ace, and I literally was at my house in Ringwood. I got out of the shower, and my phone's ringing, and I see it's Ace calling. And I sent him, a couple ideas, and he calls me up, and he goes, Steve, this song is great. It wasn't Walking on the Moon, but he immediately had his producer, his creative mind was already working when we hadn't done anything. And he was like, we got to call this song. You got the line Walking on the Moon. He goes, that's going to be the title of the song. That's the title of the record. That was the original working title of the album. And a week later, I was in his studio and we wrote and recorded 98% of what is on the finished album was what we recorded in November of last year.
Wow.
And here we are with, and I'm proud to say for Ace and myself, we've made the greatest Ace Frehley solo record since his 1978
Here.
solo record.
Yeah, I agree.
Rock fans rejoice and Kiss fans.
I agree. And I think that this is one of those records that as soon as anybody hears it, whether you're we have staff members here. One guy's 28 and then one guy's, Jim's 145. It doesn't matter because this is just a great rock record.
There's no filler.
There's no filler. And when you hear people say, oh, rock is dead. I live this every day with these people that are in the parking lot and whatever. This is exactly the example of what we're talking about and making a great straight ahead rock record. And when you say this is the best of Ace's career, I'm not, going to dispute that because I think you guys have put together just a dynamite, incredible 11-song piece of music that rock fans are going to love. And Ace, your fans are just going to go crazy. I call them the Ace base because there's a very special faction of these people that are just so tuned into you as an artist. So talk to me about some of the other songs on this record before we get into 10,000 Volts.
The funny thing, when he sent me Walking on the Moon, the chorus did not end with that line. And I said, you have to end with Walking on the Moon. And I said, come over my house, let's rewrite it. And
I love that. Come over to my house.
And what I said
turned
before,
out great.
The vocals that Ace did that first day that we recorded the song, he did 4 vocal tracks. That's what's on the record. And what's even cooler is, after we did that day, he woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. He was so excited. And what is so endearing as well is a guy who's been making records for 50 years. We were like little kids working together, like teenagers.
Yeah.
Like back in the old days of being excited. And our enthusiasm with each other, that's how we worked off each other.
Well, you can hear that. You can hear that. You can't fake that.
You cannot.
And that's in a finished product of a record. Well, there are 3 things about this record I love so much. I love the Ace's guitar tone. That guitar is just everything.
My style hasn't really changed very much.
But it's so front and center, and I just love it. Your vocals are so spot on. And again, this is a very song-driven project.
You know, I've been reading comments on YouTube, and, it bothers me when some fans say, oh, most of Ace's vocals were auto-tuned. And you know what that is.
Of course.
It's a plug-in in Pro Tools that brings up the notes that you sing flat, or lowers the songs that you sing songs that you sing sharp. Yeah. Now, here's the engineer. Was anything auto-tuned?
No, there wasn't. There was no auto-tune.
No, the vocal was just sung multiple. I just did 2 or 3 takes, 4 takes sometimes.
Ace has great pitch and he has great timing, and we were able to, again, capture, like I said, Walking on the Moon that first day, and now 10,000 Volts.
I can't remember the second song.
The coolest thing is that when Ace and I first got together, we basically said to each other, I said to him, if you trust me and I trust you, I promise you. We promise ourselves, and we promise all the Kiss fans, all the Ace Frehley fans, that we are going to deliver a record. 11 songs. Every one of them is great in their own right. There are no throwaways. Ace said right from when we did the first couple songs, Walking on the Moon, Fighting for Life, Cherry Medicine, 10,000 Volts, we knew we had something extra special. And the goal was, every song has to be great. And that's the thing I'm most proud of, in that he followed through on that.
Yeah.
Because he was working with some other people, on the record.
It was going slow.
Yeah, it was going slow, and the songs weren't up to the par that the other ones were. And I kept telling him, Ace, we are at a level with these first couple songs, every one of them has to be there. And even the instrumental, the last song on the record, Stratosphere, which Ace is always famous for instrumentals, that is top level as well. So we're just so proud of that.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, the only song that we didn't write was Life of a Stranger. And it's a funny story behind this. You remember the movie Transporter with Jason Statham?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, how long ago was that movie? 15 years ago?
Not yet.
Anyway, I'll never forget the song that went over the credits after the movie ended. And it was by, what was the girl?
Nadia.
But I don't think she wrote the song. To make a long story short, I never forgot that song, and I always said to myself, one day I should record that and do it heavy.
Yeah.
And that's the only song I've ever recorded that the chorus modulates twice.
Yeah.
He aced it up.
That doesn't happen very often.
It was a very unique song, because there were some other cover songs that
and
Ace
I wasn't
wanted to
sure I was going to sing it, and Steve said to me, Ace, you're going to be able to hit that note.
It was a unique song, very off the wall, not expected, but as soon as I heard it, I was like, yeah, we're going to do this. And I heard a very big production. We added keyboards, strings. Again, getting back to 10,000 Volts, this record, there are things on this record that Ace has never done before. Different trying, and that's a testament to him trusting me, but also as someone who cares about still making a great record and great art, because that's what this is.
Well, you talked about, to me, I'm looking in and I'm going into this in a different way because I'm such a fan. So I think it's very different for an artist when you're not just thrown with a producer and an engineer, but you actually have somebody who is such a fan of you as an artist making your record. And so I think that has definitely been a big piece of this.
Well, Terry, I've never made any bones about this, and I've said it numerous times throughout my whole career. Ace and Eddie Van Halen are the two reasons that I started playing guitar in 1978. We've been friends for 30 years. We've known each other, but over the last year, we've become like brothers in the sense of we finish each other's sentences musically, if you know what I mean, and writing. It was so easy and so much fun. And I can't, again, it meant so much to me to work with him. And the one thing that I said to him all the time was I said, the ideas that I brought to him were, for me, being his biggest fan and being Kiss's biggest fan, because I wanted to do this not only for me and him to make a great record, for all of the Kiss fans, for all of the Ace Frehley fans. And it's just been, the response has just been incredible.
Tell her what happened with Back Into My Arms Again.
Oh, well,
that happened by accident.
Again, you know, an old song from
YouTube, right?
1987. We were working on 10,000 Volts in my studio doing, vocals. And we have YouTube on because we're always looking for inspiration. And all of a sudden I see this thumbnail and I see Ace Frehley, Back in My Arms. And I go, Ace, what is this? He goes, oh, it's a song I wrote back in 1987 with this guy, Arthur Stead. I do a pretty good Ace impression here. But and I go, well, what is this? And I click on it because I saw it was from the Unmasked. Somebody made a video from when he was wearing the Unmasked costume, and we played the song. And by the time it got to the chorus, we looked at each other, and he goes, we should record this song. And I was like, absolutely. And of course, it's going to be one of the fan favorites because all the Ace Frehley fans have been waiting on this song for 35 years.
I just did a piece of it in my living room.
You did.
And it's on all the social media.
Everyone loves it. Yeah. Well, Ace has got he's like this whole new social media guy now.
That's right.
We get this whole insight into Ace. I felt like I was at your house at Christmas watching Elf with you and Chewy. Ace is definitely now the social media guy, which is super cool because you've got this.
I never really was a big social media guy, but now I've realized it can really, make an album here or up here,
absolutely,
depending upon how much energy you put on, So I'm always thinking of ideas. Kids want to see my sock collection. I mean, it's just nuts.
Yeah.
No, Ace, it's fun now.
Talk to me about trusting Steve, because Steve's coming in with all these ideas. Did you have always this level of trust with him? This great, because making music is so incredibly personal when you're doing it so close together. Did you have that trust in him from the beginning?
I'm the kind of guy that will not write a song or even pick up a guitar for a month and then buy a new guitar that I picked up in a pawn shop and write 3 or 4 songs in a week. It's just like, I can't fake it because I remember Gene Simmons, when he used to have a penthouse in Manhattan, he would sit in his closet and he had a little recorder there and stuff, and he religiously wrote 1 song every day. So he wrote 365 songs a year, but how many actually made it on record? Maybe 5.
Yeah.
So I said, why do all that extra work? I only write when I feel it.
Yeah,
I wrote a song yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I was playing this miniature Les Paul, and then all of a sudden I jumped. That 1952 big-bodied...
the Gretsch?
The one with the P90 on it. Remember I said I bought it in San Diego in a pawn shop?
You have so many guitars you bought in a pawn shop. I can't even make it. I don't know which is
the
which.
The best place to get guitars.
The best. The feeling and the history. All right, I want to play 10,000 Volts, and then, of course, we're going to come back. And Ace, I'm so happy that I'm so grateful that you came in to hang out with us. So thank you so much. Let's do 10,000 Volts. 105.5 WDHA.